that adequate notice of this regular meeting has been provided to the public by a written notice dated September 12th, 2019. The meeting has been posted on school bulletin boards and the Board of Education building, communicated to at least one of the board's designated newspapers, and 3 filed with the Borough Clerk of Palisades Park. Roll call, please.
Dr. Matarazzo.
Here.
Stephanie Jang.
Here.
Jason Kim.
Yes.
Rebecca Lee.
No.
No. John Madison.
No.
Yoon Min.
Here.
Barnabas Wu.
Here.
Jeffrey Wu.
Here.
Timothy Yang. Dr. Cirillo.
Here.
Angela Staseski. Here. Mr. Choi.
Here.
Choi.
Great, thank you. I'd just like to report that I understand the opening was phenomenal, and I'd like to applaud and thank all of our teachers, staff, principals, vice principals, superintendent, etc., for doing such a phenomenal job. And it's not unrecognized. We recognize it, we appreciate it, and with all of the hard work that went in over the summer to get the classrooms ready, it looked great. And I thank everyone for that.
Thank you.
And also, please, if we can get the word out, 2 events that are going to be occurring. One is on September 29th at 2 p.m. at the Elks, and that's the beefsteak dinner. I had the pleasure of attending with many of the board members. The last one, it was phenomenal. My wife said, "Oh, did you get the tickets yet?" I mean, she loved it. It was great. They raised a lot of money, and I'm looking forward to the next one, which is going to be very soon, and it's going to a very worthwhile cause. And I thank everyone who is working on it to get it ready. I know it's a lot of work to be done. Also, if you don't feel like cooking, any of the men or women, on, what date is that? Tuesday, September 24th at Wendy's. Wendy's is going to be hosting, I guess, any Palisades Park residents or friends, and a portion of that money will be going to the football cheerleaders. It's an excellent event. I love their burger.
French fries.
I love their food. I go up there a lot. And the salads, everything's great up there. So please, if you can make an extra effort on Tuesday, September 24th, tell your family, we'll all go up there. We'll have a Palisades Park family. I'm sorry? The hours are 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. And I believe you just have to notify them that we are from Palisades, or here across the
All
Palisades Park.
proceeds, a portion of all proceeds come back to the school district, and
Yes.
this specifically will go to the cheerleaders.
Great, it says, okay, great, that's phenomenal. Other than that, again, I hope that everyone has a successful year, no matter if it's co-curricular, academics, etc. I applaud our custodians for getting everything ready. Thank you, Mr. Spalazzo. And definitely, everything looks great, and we are going to try to spruce it up even more as the year goes on. Thank you. Report of the superintendent.
Sure, 3 things before the board this evening that I'd like to really bring to their attention. Number 1, annually we are to conduct a HIB self-assessment, harassment, intimidation, and bullying. Prior to my submission to the State Department of Education, we do an internal audit of our checks and balances. I am very pleased to advise the board and the public this evening that all 3 of our schools have increased the number, not of HIB submissions, but of acknowledging any areas of assembly programs and just programs that can benefit the reduction of any cases that can be related to HIB. So last year, we submitted numbers of 71 and 72, where a max of 77 can be attained. This year, we are submitting numbers at 72 and 73. Again, an increase in all 3 schools. I'm very proud to hit that button. So, in new business, I will ask for a resolution from the board on that matter. 2 other matters I'd like to acknowledge: the Lindbergh Elementary School and Junior Senior High School. I received correspondence yesterday that 2 of the schools will be recipients, Ms. Bongard and Mr. Robert Biagiotti specifically, of $1,000 checks from the Bergen County Utilities Authority. Really, we just do a lot more with recycling within our schools. It's a great opportunity to teach our children to just, be green, and whether it's at lunch or in the hallways throughout the day, it's a great way for the county to give back to the schools. Last but not least, on October 11th, we have a request that I would ask the board just to be noticed of, and if you will like to attend, please advise Ms. Montemuro or myself. We will have a group from South Korea. Sinchon High School will have 20 students and administrators attend the junior senior high school. We've done this for many years. It keeps relations between their children and our children growing. They actually want to try to grow this into a cultural exchange program. I think that is years away, but we do always welcome visitors from other countries to see our educational system. Again, October 11th, if anyone is free and would like to attend on the board, please let Ms. Montemuro or myself know.
And what time is that again?
That currently is to be scheduled. It usually lasts in duration of 1 hour. They usually come to the auditorium. We welcome them to our school. We have some student representatives come down. We have some Math and Science Academy students, for the most part, talk about our curriculum.
Okay,
And
great.
that's a great opportunity. And finally, I do need to go into closed session for a student matter that I'd like to bring up to speed with all board members.
Thank you. Great. Also, if everyone could let Diane know if you're going to be attending the New Jersey School Board Association Conference, which is going to be held in October, please just let her know whether you'll be going or not, so she can make or cancel the reservations as is. Okay, great, thank you. Report of the board attorney.
Many of the items that I have to report are in closed session, but I will report that we are scheduled for PERC mediation with the NJEA, September 26, 2019. I'm also in touch with the representative of the Principals Association, and we are working on that contract as well.
Great, thank you. Okay, finance motion. Okay, Mr. Mattis is not here, but before you, you have 11, you have 11. I need someone to resolve that.
Right, just a quick edit on number 8, that is not a monthly payment, that's an annual payment. And I'll make a motion to move on consent agenda.
Okay, second on that?
I'll second it.
Any discussion? That's annual on number 8. Roll call, please.
Dr. Matarazzo.
Yes.
Stephanie Jang. Yes. Jason Kim.
Yes.
Young May. Yes. Barnabas Will.
Yes.
Jeffrey Will.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Buildings and grounds, Jason Kim.
Yeah, we have a full resolution in front of us. I'd like to make a motion to pass it.
Okay, second on that?
Second.
Any discussion? If not, roll call, please.
Dr. Matarazzo.
Yes.
Stephanie Jang. Yes. Jason Kim.
Yes.
Young Min. Yes. Barnabas Will.
Yes.
Jeffrey Will.
Yes.
We'll override the minutes. Well, if the minutes come out, you could always have vacate any prior resolution if it's in conflict.
Yeah.
And reopen it.
Okay, so do this now.
Okay.
Okay, great. Personnel, we'll have Mr. Wu, Jeffrey.
Thank you, Mr. President. Before you, there are 10 resolutions. Before I move, I would like to just recognize Mariana Matuda. She was our district media specialist. We'd like to thank her for all her years of service for the PP high school. And we just want to wish her the very best in her retirement. With that, I would like to move on consent agenda.
Sure. Second on that?
I'll second it.
Any discussion? Okay, if not, roll call, please.
Dr. Matarazzo.
Yes.
Stephanie Jang. Yes. Jason Kim.
Yes.
Young Min. Yes. Barnabas Will.
Yes.
Jeffrey Will.
Yes.
Okay, next is going to be curriculum. Timothy Yang, there is no report. Negotiations update, Mrs. Yang.
Yeah, there will be a negotiation meeting for 26th September And I'm sorry, I cannot be there, but, since our vocabulary for the contract was done a long time ago, and there might be some, discussions and changes, I hope that it will go smooth on that. And then that will benefit teachers as well as Board of Education at the same time.
Well, you'll definitely be missed, but I'm sure it will go the way you have it already laid out. Thank you. Policy,
There's no
Mrs. Jane.
report.
okay. PTA, PTSA,
No report as this.
thank you. Student activities, field trips. I don't know who's in charge of that, but, I'm sorry, Ms. Lee, yes. There is one for a pre-K kindergarten student trip, 9 a.m., and they will return 2 p.m. at approximately $15 per student. Do I have a motion on that?
I'll make a motion.
Second on that?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Jason. Dr. Matarazzo?
Yes.
Stephanie Jang?
Yes.
Jason Kim?
Yes.
Yun Men?
Yes.
Barnabas Rose?
Yes.
Jeffrey Woo?
Yes.
Thank you. Calendar, food services, Mr. Wu.
No report.
Thank you. Then we will move into, I have new business. New business?
Old business first.
I'm sorry, old business.
Basically add on the extra ones.
Any old business? If not, I'd like to move into new business. And as you can see there, the New Mercy Church rents our high school facilities Sundays, 8 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. Their current lease expires November 18th of 2019. The monthly rate is $3,500. They're requesting a half-hour extension to 3 p.m. The church is also asking for the use of 5 classrooms on the first floor for their Sunday school programs and the use of the gymnasium on occasion when it is not in use. They would like to extend their lease agreement. Additional time and space will also increase the monthly rent.
I'll make a motion to.
Okay, we have, second on that?
I'm second.
Okay, any discussion?
I would like to interject a point on this one.
Mhm.
Their current lease requires that the option to renew be finalized 60 days prior to the termination of the current lease, which is today, September 18,
Wow.
2019.
So we just made it.
However, the option to renew is only exercisable if the same terms flow. The expansion and the addition of time requires a new lease be entered into. So I would ask the board to consider reserving on this for right now. I will, in closed session, advise the board. We could go back into open session if you want to resolve to pass anything tonight.
Okay, great, thank you. So we will hold on that, and I'd like to entertain a motion to table this.
I'll make a motion to table.
Second. Jason, Barnabas, okay, any discussion on the tabling? Roll call,
Why does
please.
it have to be in closed session if it's not negotiations or personnel?
It's regarding contract and advice of counsel.
Okay, roll call?
Tom Matarazzo?
Yes.
Stephanie Jang?
Yes.
Jason Kim?
Yes.
Yun Men?
Yes.
Barnabas Rose?
Yes.
Jeffrey Woo?
Yes.
Okay, any other new business?
I would ask the board to consider, as mentioned earlier, for my submission to the New Jersey Department of Education, the HIB self-assessment of our 3 schools.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second on that?
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Tom Matarazzo?
Yes.
Stephanie Jang?
Yes.
Jason Kim?
Yes.
Yun Men?
Yes.
Barnabas Rose?
Yes.
Jeffrey Woo?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Audience participation. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, we can.
I'm sorry.
I have a couple questions.
Would you state your name, ma'am, and your address,
Maria
please?
Pasantes, 216 East Harriet Avenue. I have a couple questions. Michelle Daly's resignation, that's the 3rd child study team member, I believe, this calendar year, not school year. I'm so concerned that we're losing so many child study people because consistency with our students, our most vulnerable students, mine being a few, my nieces, friends, this is becoming very difficult. Is there a reason this keeps happening? I mean, I know the reason, but.
I think everyone has their own personal reason if they resign, whether they're
It's-
moving on or.
No, I
don't-
know,
We
it's just a
can't,
lot,
we can't
it's a
really
lot,
question.
it's discouraging.
Sure.
For sure. Another question I had is, I noticed that Miss Tansy, who's the secretary, correct, is going to be a student and council advisor?
So I'm not at liberty to, I think, discuss personnel unless they have been riced, and she was not riced. What I will tell you is, the employee helped out significantly in the past, and she is, going to share the duties with another representative, and I'm very confident, not only are they gonna do a great job, but a real good job.
I just never realized secretaries had that capacity in the school.
Sure, if it doesn't conflict with their contractual obligation, I can't segregate or deny them that right.
Okay.
We have some secretaries that coach,
That's,
it's the same, extracurricular.
if you say so. And then my other question is that you're purchasing the truck to plow. We don't have an agreement with the town to plow? An
So,
MOA or the county, I recall you said at one time?
yeah, so I spoke to the county last year about a joint service agreement that they were gonna assist with us, and it did not, proceed to the level of entering into that agreement. The town, as you are well aware, pretty much, concerns themselves with the roads. We have a responsibility of our schools. I'm grateful that our men and ladies, do a great job with our schools because they take pride in that. One of our 2 vehicles that had a plow and salt spreader has run its course, and we have to replace it, and we're not gonna wait till the first snowstorm and worry about it then. We need to be proactive, and the time is now.
Okay.
And as you know, we could have snow in October.
Oh, I know. I saw the farmer's almanac.
It's good that we're proactive.
I was pointing out.
Thank
Don't say that.
Yes,
Don't
sir.
follow that reason. No, too early.
Please state your name.
Hi, I'm Damian Lambertus. I don't live in Palisades Park, but I graduated in 2013. A couple months ago, you guys gave me the approval to host a basketball tournament at the high school. I just want to say thank you. Ms. Tansy, thank you for your help and support. I truly appreciate it. So it was a nonprofit event. I think I raised maybe over $1,200.
Wow.
And
Very nice.
I just want to say thank you again. I
Oh,
hope I
you're
will do
welcome.
it again next year.
Welcome, thank you, and thank you for doing that. We wish you moved back to town. Thank you. Anyone else? Yes, ma'am.
Lisa Ardieri, 84 Brinkerhoff Terrace in town. I would like to make a suggestion that we look for a retired police officer to be hired as a truant officer. The truancy in this town and the houses are just full of people that don't belong or giving fake addresses, and the police can't keep up with it. Somebody from the police department works on it when they have time. That's not good enough. So hoping that you can get together and see if you can hire somebody that can work part-time, and if they find somebody that is not eligible to be in the district, maybe if they can get a little extra commission, just a good incentive.
Can you call the chief and ask?
So I've had many conversations with the mayor on this matter, and I think I don't want to put words in your mouth, but you said truancy. Truancy is a lack of attending school. I think we're talking residency.
I
More
think it's
specifically?
a little bit of both, 'cause
Okay.
I know they do both.
So truancy clearly is us reporting children that are enrolled in our schools but not attending on a regular basis. I think the concern might be more residency. I've been hearing that much more lately.
Yeah.
So we don't police the buildings, homes, or clearly the enrollment of our schools continues to rise. A lot of people say for many reasons, but our main priority is when and if a child provides us with residency in Palisades Park, is to provide them with an education.
Absolutely.
We cannot deny them, we can follow up with them, we have, as you're mentioning, we do have a residency officer.
Right.
I've said this publicly and I say it again here. In the years past, we've exceeded our cost each and every year because we do more and more visits annually. Today alone, I spoke to that gentleman, and he's got 5 visits on his plate. So when and if that comes up, we do know we have to visit. Clearly, it's bigger than a school problem, and I think we need to work more closely with the borough. This is potentially a building department issue. This could be a fire hazard.
Absolutely.
So there are many factors that have to be weighed in here. And again, I think working with the mayor, the council, and potentially the police
Sure.
department is the direction.
Yeah,
Thank you.
It's important.
Good
I
point.
agree. Thank you.
Good point. Okay, anything else? If not, I'd like to entertain a motion to close the audience participation portion.
I like to move.
Second on that?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, I'd like to entertain a motion that we go into closed session.
Make a motion.
Second on that?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we are now in closed session. Do we come, we are.
We may have to take formal action after close.
Okay, thank you.